Hello everyone, this is Afsana, your subject faculty for business research methods. Today we are going to see the topic of questionnaire design. So questionnaire is a research instrument that consists of set of questions. There are so many different types of questions that prompt to actually collect the information from a respondent. When you are doing a research, you will have to ask set of questions from a respondent and then do the analysis with the statistical tool and come out with the results. Correct? So research questionnaires are typically a mixture of closed questions and open-ended questions. Closed-ended questions, you will have options. In that option, you have a respondent will choose. But open-ended questions will be like a descriptive. Okay. So first we'll understand what is a questionnaire. It is actually a tool or an instrument made of set of questions. Okay. Standardized questions related to the information from an individual or group of individuals. So when you are going to do a research, you're going to ask questions related to that particular topic. Say example, if it is if your research is on the school students, then you will ask questions related to ICT application, information and communication technology application. If you are asking question from diabetic patients, then you will be asking about the dietary patterns, right? And then if it is about the exercising individual, then you will be asking how you got motivated, what is the motivation behind the exercise. If it is about the athlete, if you are reaching the athlete, it will be based on the personality traits, what are the features, right? So questionnaire typically is used to measure the affective domains such as attitude and opinion. So to find out various problems from the research, or the problems will be solved when you are asking questions, right? So here we find types of questionnaire based on distribution. So questionnaires will be asked either through the computer questionnaire, which you are doing that questionnaire form, and then second one is telephonic questionnaire. You will be asking questions and getting down the answers, or in-house questionnaire where you will be creating the questions and sending out. And then last is mail questionnaire. Mail questionnaire, you are sending all the questions and then you're receiving the answers from them. So here these are the different types of questionnaire. So as we explored before, the questionnaire can be either structured, that is free flowing, or it can have the detailed explanation about the survey which you are doing. Okay, so this can be based on the distribution of few channels. So few channels in a sense, the first one is computer distribution. In this step, the respondents are sending the questionnaire via email or online medium. This method is generally the cost effective and time effective, and the respondents actually can also answer it whenever they are in the free time. Without the pressure to answer immediately, the respondents may give more accurate answers. The disadvantages here is for the respondents can easily ignore this question or just give the answer just for the sake of giving answers they can give. And the telephonic questionnaire, the researcher makes actually a phone call to the respondent and collect the responses directly. Okay, it is actually a quick ones where you can just contact them in the phone call, and then you have to just keep on asking the questions. You'll have a lot of time for that. The respondent will not hesitate or give out their information. But there are negative chances where they might get hesitant because it is over the phone call, or we don't know what is their actual incident or actual situation they are going through. And it is also an expensive way of doing the questionnaire. Next is in-house questionnaire is a type of questionnaire which is conducted by the researcher that visits the home and work or the workplace, okay, and then collect the informations as per their comfortable timing and the environment which they have. It will be on the in-depth data which is going to be collected. It is for the in-depth survey you have to follow this. There is a disadvantage where it is very much expensive. You need to personally go visit that particular person and then collect the information, and that person should be free enough to answer all your questions. The person should have the proper situations to answer your questions and all this stuff. And the last one is a mail questionnaire. It's similar to the computer questions, but here we are going to just send the questions to the respondent, and the this researcher will be sending the physical data collections in the questionnaires. Means it will be in the Word format or in the Excel format type. Then here the advantage is this method, the respondent can complete this and in their own time, again here like a computer questionnaire, and they can actually fill it completely, but it is less expensive and time consuming as well. Then there is no high risk being collected because you're giving them their own time to do the research. Okay, next we are going to see about the research questionnaire design, how they will make. What is the how to design a questionnaire? What are the rules? There are 7 different rules. Okay, 7 rules of how to design a questionnaire. First point, starting with identify what you want to cover in the survey. You have already selected the topics and you have started creating questionnaire also. I think now you will have a clear idea to edit your questionnaire. The researcher is always hoping that the responses will be received quickly, or it is very simple to collect it and it is easy to analyze and all these things, right? So before starting, we first need to identify what you want to cover in the research questionnaire. Think about what your question is going to be. Okay, it should also include, before you start the question designing, how it should look, clarity on your topic, and what are the first questions like name, age, gender, is that required for your research? All this a clear idea you should have. The second one is don't uh, here is the second one, don't mince your words. Means it keep your words simple and what is it straightforward. Don't make it so complicated. The words and the phrases which you're going to use are it should be easy to understand. It should not be difficult for the people who will be layman for the research topic which you're doing. Okay, and the third one is any ask only one question at a time. Don't venture into asking too many questions in one statement. Okay, at a time, the researcher should attempt to ask two similar questions as one. Okay, so it should not confuse. Irrespective of data what you're going to collect, and when you are analyzing also it will be easy. You can make it two different parts, okay, and then ask the questions as effectively as possible. And next, fourth one is be flexible with your opinion. You should be very much flexible with your opinion while designing the survey. Creator need to be flexible in terms of option choices. The options which you're going to give, that should be more where the respondent can give the answers very easily. And you have to choose, depends on your research, you have to choose whether you are going with the open-ended questions or close-ended questions. It's a tough choice, but you have to choose, depends on your survey, because if you are doing the questions close-ended, it is going to be only the options which you are giving. and if it is above more than that, then you'll not get the proper answers. So if you are doing open-ended, then everyone will give different answers. So the question type should be careful, and it should define the importance of asking the questions in the first place. Okay, and it should also elaborate on their thought. uh, it could be on the open ended best choices, or if it is close ended, it should be their primary choice. So it is the researcher's um, view of, or the researcher's requirement, depends on that, that might get changed. So it will be easy to analyze and spot the proper answer if you're choosing the close ended questions, means which has more options. Okay, and then it is important to know your audience. So you should understand, when you are going to give away the questionnaires, you have to first understand your targeted audience, from whom you're going to ask these questions. So based on that, you need to ask questions. For example, if it is uh, the other language, if you are trying to understand the other language like Sanskrit or Hindi, sending the questionnaire in other language, it for me, I cannot understand Kannada. So for me, especially, you need to make it in English, and for the one who speaks in Kannada, you have to translate that language to their language, and then make it as simple as that. It should not confuse. It should be more clear, and the respondent should understand in all this perspective why you are collecting, and it should have the simple language and the terminologies which you are using and all the stuff. So you first need to understand who's your audience, and to carry out the market research, a researcher actually need to represent the sample that can be selected using one of many sampling techniques. So it is very important to play or sorry it is very important to plan and define the target audience. So the questionnaire, if you're preparing a questionnaire, you should also understand who is your audience, and then choosing a right tool in is also important. Choosing a right tool is more major important, where it is going to be which survey tool you're going to use. So when I had asked you to prepare a questionnaire, few of them have used some other type of questionnaire format. So where I have sent you a Google form. So whichever software platform you have, the surveyor can create this questionnaire and choose their alternative. Or if you have already aware of a particular template, you can use the same template. So always use the same platform which you understand, and always save the personal questions for last, and don't make it so too personal. Try to make it very much simple as the questionnaire should be. So the sensitive part of asking questions may cause the respondent to drop off before even completing. So better avoid sensitive type of questions. If these questions are at the end, then the respondent had time to become more comfortable. So after asking all the questions, if you ask more personal questions, maybe they will be interested to share. If you ask in the beginning itself, they will not. So they'll end up losing their uh, what is it? They will end up losing their confidence on your questionnaire, and then they will not respond. So if you keep that personal questions at the end, it will be um, easy for you to get more response than if you mention those personal questions in the initial stage. Okay, so these are the rules how you need to design a questionnaire. So now I think you will be able to understand why is this rules are more important when you are preparing a questionnaire. You can go back to your questionnaire which you have made it, and you can start rearranging. In the next video, I can explain you what are the different types of questionnaire and the options which you can give. That is open-ended or close-ended, or what are the different types of questionnaire you can use. Okay, so with this video, I will also share one more video. What are the different types of questionnaire. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you.